And can we now just share some of the questions and so that I will try to answer them?
Isaac sir, am I audible?
Yes, Father, tell me.
Isaac sir, now let me summarize what you have shared with us just now so that questions can be answered. Till 2016, we enjoyed the benefit of non-taxation in terms of income tax.
Yes.
And there were a lot of cases filed. The cases in Madurai bench of the Madras High Court, then Madras High Court, then Supreme Court. This is a sequence. In Madurai bench of the Madras High Court, by consensual agreement, you got a favorable verdict for us. That the salaries will be paid into the account of the congregation or the diocese.
Yes.
So that was an agreement with an affidavit in Madurai, which was successful. In Chennai, we got the Madras High Court, we got the contested judgment, which was also in favor of us, that priests and religious do not need to pay income tax. But income tax department, because it was a contested judgment, they went to the Supreme Court and made an appeal and made a case. In the Supreme Court, we lost the case, and the judgment was that priests and nuns are liable to pay tax. That was the judgment. And the present position of the judgment is there has been a review petition filed. We do not know whether the review will be favorable to us or unfavorable. That is the current position right now. But one difficulty is the problem so far remained only with Tamil Nadu, which has been gloriously extended to the whole of India. Because the Supreme Court, now the judgment is valid and applicable to all persons, all religious, all priests, and all sisters and brothers all over India. Am I correct, Mr. Isaac?
Exactly.
Yeah. In that connection, I think a lot of questions have been raised. I would like the participants, you raise your hands, I will allow you straight away ask Isaac for the answers because you read them out. But if you can straight away ask, kindly put up a hand, or you can even raise your hand. Raise hand, I will admit you. Raise hand, I will admit you. Yeah. Please go ahead. There are a lot of questions in the chat box, but I want you to raise your hand and then ask your question straight to Mr. Isaac.
Kennedy, can I suggest? You have noted down some of the important questions. The first one, please ask, sir. So then you know.
Then Isaac, sir, please note down. Right now, Sister Grace Araksami has said, what is the difference between consensual judgment and contested judgment? That is first thing. Second one is the judgment applicable only to aided posts or to unaided posts also? Those who are receiving salary through unaided posts also, is it applicable? That's the second question. That means those who are working in matriculation school, do they need to pay tax? Or even those who are working outside the schools, any religious, any father, any brother receiving salary from any organization, are they liable to pay tax? That is the second question. Third question is it retrospective? Will the judgment be applied to with the retrospective effect from 2016 onwards? That is there. Then what is the possibility of the review petition for success to us? Then the DOS officer is asking for Aadhaar card and PAN card Xerox copies. Do we need to give? This is one question already suggested. Then these are a few questions that have been raised already. You just answer them. We will take up other questions. Thank you, Isaac.
Yes, the first one is that the distinction between a contested judgment and a consensual judgment. What we got in Madurai is a consensual judgment. Namely, both parties agreed that we wanted tax exemption. The income tax department said, yes, we agree, no, there will be tax exemption. The only rider they put forth was, please ensure that the payments are not given in the hands of the fathers and sisters, but the salary for them would be credited into the society or the congregation or diocesan accounts. This was the consensus that was arrived at. The consensus was recorded by the court, and that was put into operation also. even after this 2016 issue, after the judgment dated 3/3/2016, which is consensual, the judgment was put into operation. We have been enjoying tax exemption. The income tax department would never demanded in TDS. It was going on well up to 2019 for 3 years and several months. Then comes the Chennai case, where it was a contested judgment. Namely, two parties are fighting. The judge is giving the judgment in favor of one. I'm told that there was a proposal by Justice TS Shivanyanam that why don't we follow the same consensual system as happened in Madurai, for which some of the advocates did not agree. They wanted a contested judgment on the merits of the matter. So it became a fight between two parties, namely the fathers and sisters on one side and the income tax department on the other side. No doubt, the income tax department suffered the judgment. But it is always possible for them to take the matter in appeal because it is a contested case. Whereas in the case of consensual, that is Madurai case, the income tax department could not file an appeal because you yourself agreed there. Or you can't agree before one court and say and file an appeal in another court. That is how actually it was the greatest achievement what happened in Madurai by making the judgment consensual by agreement of both parties. Not only agreed, it was put into operation. We enjoyed for more than 3 years. But in the case of Chennai, because it was contested, when the income tax department felt it suffered a judgment, it safely took the matter in appeal. In appeal, the appellate court reversed the judgment saying fathers and sisters are liable for tax. Now the Supreme Court says, yes, it is right. This is the difference between consensual and contested. Then next comes whether the earnings what you get as a fathers and sisters, even apart from the government aid, namely self-financed or working in some other establishment or private employment or other companies and corporations, wherever you are employed and getting salary, are they all liable for taxation? My view is they are, because the question is income or not. Whatever be the source of income, when some amount comes as income, it always falls within the trap of taxation. You can't escape. Therefore, be it aided by government or be it privately employed and private payment, all will be liable for taxation because of this judgment. Third is retrospective effect. Now, whatever is started as a demand in 2016 has now been said as a right by the Supreme Court. Therefore, once the matter was pending before the court, at last we suffered a judgment. Normally, it is a retrospective in operation, but whether the government is going to make it and collect it retrospectively, namely from 2016 onwards, is their discretion. But if they want to exercise the discretion and want to collect from 2016, it is legally possible, except in the case of Madurai. Why? Because in Madurai, you yourself gave up the demand. You yourself agreed that we would give up and allowed the parties to act upon the judgment for at least 3 years. Therefore, in the case of Madurai, at least the period of 2016 to 2019 are saved from taxation, even if the government wants to collect tax from the beginning, namely 2016. This is about the retrospective effect. It is always up to the government to do that, except probably in Madurai, they can't do it at least for 3 years, namely from 2016 to 2019. And the possibility of or the prospects of review, that is, review is always asking the court to have a relook at the decision what you have rendered. Especially in the Supreme Court, these review chances are very, very bleak. But anyhow, we have to take a chance. Therefore, we have advised the managements to file. and I'm told some of the fathers and sisters have filed there, review is never an assurance. It is always a chance. And on the face of it, we don't find anything wrong. Suppose a law that is in operation is never minded while that judgment was delivered, or some constitutional provisions are not minded at the time when the judgment was delivered. Then in those cases, review is maybe better possible. But I don't think that we have any strong grounds for a review. But still, we have to make an attempt. That is how some of the review petitions are filed. And the last one is the fifth question is a PAN and Aadhaar card. See, once you are within the trap of taxation, once you are accounted as an assessee for income tax, then obviously the PAN number comes permanent account number. This is for income tax. So you can't say, I am liable for tax, but I will not give you the PAN. Once you are liable for tax, you will be an assessee for income tax. Once you are an assessee, you will have to submit the PAN. Right? Okay, fathers?
Yeah, Isaac sir. Now the judgment, since review petition is already filed, does the judgment come into effect from this academic year onwards? That means by the end of this account year, financial year, do we need to file income tax returns? Do we need to file income tax returns according to the judgment?
Father, the position is that it is a demand which started in 2016.
Okay.
We stalled it because of the court proceedings so far. Now the final court, namely the Supreme Court, has decided against us. Therefore, the first thing is that we are liable for tax.
Okay.
Number one. Second is, review petition is no more an excuse for you until and unless the Supreme Court reviews the judgment and reverses the judgment and gives a verdict in your favor. The present judgment will remain operational, meaning thereby we are liable to file the returns and assess income tax and pay income tax. Therefore, review may be pending, but that is not stalling the operation of the Supreme Court judgment, which is already against us. Right?
Yeah. There is a question in the chat box. What about retired persons receiving salary? Retired persons receiving salary.
See, retired persons are receiving pension. And the pension is also assessed for income.
Okay.
Therefore, whoever is, just like fathers and sisters are placed just like other common lay people. That is all, in short.
Very clear. Yes. Now, there is a, I think Father Arul asked, Brother Arul. Arul, can you unmute and ask the question? Let us hear. Amalan, please allow Arul to unmute and ask the question. Arul, is it a father or brother? I don't know. Please ask your question. You have raised your hand. Arul.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Please ask the question. Yeah. Unmute. You are unmuted. Unmute. Please unmute. Ask the
hello.
question. Yeah. Carry on.
Sir, I have a query.
Yes.
You said that when the salary goes to a society rather than to the individual, how does this TDS applicable? Or can the society claim a refund because it is straight away going to society?
No, but the position was like that till the appellate court decided against us. See, okay. The logic is very simple for that. The ultimate recipient of the income is liable for tax. That was the position earlier.
Correct.
Thereby, the society or the congregation of the diocese are the ultimate recipients of the income. That what we call the overriding title. Maybe several people would have received in the midway. But it ultimately reaches the society or congregation. They became the title holders by way of this overriding title, the ultimate owners of the income. or the ultimate recipient of the income. These societies, dioceses, and so on and so forth, they enjoy tax exemption. Therefore, whatever comes to their hands as income, they save from income tax because they have the exemption. But now the court is taking the view, we don't mind the fathers and sisters to whomever you give, that is your option. You may give to the congregation, you may give to the diocese, or you may give to someone else, or you may even give to the multimillionaire. That is up to you. But so far as the income tax department is concerned, it is you who receive the salary. You may give to the society or you may not give to the society. That is not our concern. Once you receive the salary from us, you are liable for taxation. Therefore, the tax liability arises at the level when the fathers and sisters receive. The question of overriding
the institution, for example, the school directly gives that salary into the name of society rather than the individual who is working.
Yeah, so this is what precisely what we argued in the Madurai bench. And if you read the judgment, 1 second, let me read one or two sentences of the Madurai judgment, which will throw light. See, what they say is, the argument is recorded like this. Individual priests and nuns are not taking the salary for their personal use, but when they are giving it to the respective congregation or diocese only, and when the institution is already exempted from payment of income tax, why the salary which is given to the individuals should be deducted for TDS, as the ultimate beneficiary is only the diocese or the congregation, and not the individual priests or the sisters, and the diocese and congregation are already exempted from payment of income tax. Then the history is traced from 1944 up to 1969. Therefore, the court comes to the conclusion, therefore, from the year 1944 to 1977, the income tax department on various occasions have categorized that even the income earned by the missionaries are exempted from tax. Insofar as Catholics, priests, and nuns are concerned, the salary received by them is not enjoyed by them independently. They work for the congregation in the respective status as a teacher or in any other capacity by virtue of their status as a priest and nuns. But having been duly appointed as teacher or any other capacity in the institution, they receive the salary, but they pass it on to the diocese according to them. If the money is directly paid to the individuals, necessarily TDS has to be deducted. But the amount is being paid by them to the congregation, which is the ultimate beneficiary, which has already been exempted from payment of tax, and therefore unnecessarily TDS should not be deducted. Therefore, they have come forward. And recording these arguments, the court ultimately says, the learned counsel for this is very important. This is the argument of the income tax department after hearing our arguments. The learned counsel for the income tax also stated that when the ultimate beneficiary is the congregation, which has already been exempted from payment of income tax, definitely there need not be a deduction of TDS. Please remember, this is why the consensus arises. The income tax department itself says, when the ultimate beneficiary is the congregation, which has been exempted from payment of income tax, definitely there need not be a deduction of TDS. Then he wanted, please show records that the amounts are directly credited into the congregation account, for which he says, but of course, the money should have to be directly only to the congregation and not to the individuals. In this connection, it is also pertinent to point out that when the government directly pays to the concerned congregation or diocese, which has already been exempted from payment of tax, naturally there cannot be any evasion of tax. And as I have rightly pointed out in this connection, already the department has taken the stand way back all these years. And accordingly, court at the end says, every individual, priest or nun, has to specifically give an undertaking affidavit to the income tax department that his or her entire salary as a teacher or non-teaching staff or in any other capacity has to be paid by the government directly to the congregation or diocese to which he belongs, which has already been exempted from payment of income tax. This is the ultimate order. This was passed on 3/3/2016. We gave all of us gave that affidavit of undertaking to the government, and that was acted upon. We were relieved from taxation for 3 years until the appellate court in the Chennai case reversed it. The another advantage why I also favored this kind of undertaking of government paying directly to the congregation or diocese is yet another for another reason also. We have been coming across various cases where these religious people at the fag end of their service, when they are likely to get huge sums of money as a retirement benefits, they have the habit of leaving the congregation and carrying the huge sums of money to home. When this affidavit of undertaking is given, even that amount will be credited only into the society's account or the congregation or diocese account. Therefore, the chances of these people carrying these huge retirement benefits to their personal accounts became impossible. That is another reason, because cases are pending now between the congregations and the sisters, likewise the diocese and the priests. This situation of giving an undertaking and getting the salary from the government directly credited into the congregation or diocesan account saved us of that danger also. That worked very well. Therefore, Father Arul's question that why should that intermediary pay? It's not intermediary. Now the courts are saying there is no intermediary. It is you who receive the salary. It is because of your work you are receiving the salary. We don't mind to whom you are passing on, be it a society or anybody. That may enjoy, they may enjoy tax exemption, but not you. This is the judgment now. Okay?
But ultimately, you are a member of the congregation.
Maybe, but it is up to you to give or not to give. That is what the government says now.
Okay. Is there any other question anybody wants to raise? Please raise your hand, or you can type your question on the chat box. Yeah, Arul, once again, you are raising your hand. Arul, unmute and ask. Arul, you have raised your hand once again. Please unmute and ask.
Yeah. Sir, yeah, it's just a follow-up of the same thing. So what you are actually saying is now, if we have been paying not with an intermediary who has been working, but to a society, now that we cannot continue with that. No, now we may have to pay to the individual father or sister who is working, and they are liable to pay, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Earlier, that individual was not there. That intermediary, he was just working and going. The salary was straight away going to society.
But that is because now the courts are telling that it is because of your direction, salaries are credited into that account. And but ultimately, the court now says it is your income. You may give instruction to the department to credit into the congregation's account, or even some of your relatives' account, or your siblings' account. That is not the concern of the Department of Income Tax. So for the Income Tax Department is concerned, it is your salary. You are liable for taxation. We don't mind to whom you are passing on or to whom you are instructing to give. Right?
Okay. That clarifies the doubt.
As I said,
yes.
In some states, the salaries are directly credited to the personal account of priests and religious. In some states. In some other states, they are credited to the congregation account. Even now, that practice remains.
Yes.
In Tamil Nadu, this practice was existing earlier, about 6-7 years ago. The whole money, the procurator, treasurer will receive. We don't receive. But right now, individual accounts are operative and the government credits to the individual account. So there are differences among states regarding this. Some states pay to the congregation, some states to the individual concerned. So this is the context, I think, in which Arul is asking the question. I think.
Yeah, right, Father. Because now, as I say, as per the latest judgment, which is against us, it doesn't matter to whomsoever you pay. So far, the income tax department is concerned, it is your salary. You work and you earn. It is your salary. Therefore, you will have to pay the TDS at the time when you are given the salary. It is not the concern of the income tax department that whether you are asking the amounts to be credited in someone else's account or your brother's account or sister's account or congregation account. That is how the judgment goes now.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. Now, is there a review petition is filed? Is there a possibility of appeal
No.
to a bench? Can we appeal?
No.
Can you enumerate why? Why not?
Because see, the Supreme Court decision is the ultimatum now. There is no further appeal from Supreme Court to Supreme Court. It is the final judgment. The only possibility is if the Supreme Court is inclined to entertain the review, which on which I have very least hope. The other possibility is that moving the political government to amend the law, giving exemption to these kinds of income and payments. Otherwise, so far the courts, the judicial side is concerned, we have gone up to the last. And the only small possibility is the review, of which I don't have much hope now.
Thank you, Isaac sir. But given the political climate, I'm sure we will not be able to succeed. They will be forcing us to pay the tax. So ultimately, we have to start paying the tax from this financial year onwards. So we should be prepared. Am I right?
Yeah, we should be prepared, but I would say that let the demand come from them.
Please there. Yeah, that is, yeah.
Let the demand come from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So friends, I think it's very clear. So the judgment is clear. Let the demand come from the government. Then we can respond to the demand. Thank you for the clarity. Any more questions? Anybody wants to ask a question? Can you raise your hand up or put your question in the chat box?
Kennedy, I am Sandanam.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I think Isaac sir has clearly stated, just because there is an order, we need not start deducting TDS now. Only when there is a communication from the department, then we have to start doing it. Because some people already started calculating and submitting the bills with the deduction and everything. Sir, some clarity on this?
Yeah, Father, we will advise them to make all arithmetic calculations ready.
Yeah.
And not the payments until the demand comes, because now we are in a very state of limbo.
Yeah.
Whether the department is going to demand retrospectively or prospectively. Therefore, let us not give our head into that right now. Let us make all arithmetic calculations ready and let the demand come from the department and we will respond to that. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a clear takeaway from the webinar. Let us be prepared, but let us wait for the communication to come from the government.
Yes.
Then can we respond? Very clear.
Yes.
That's very clear.
Yeah.
That's very clear. Thank you for this clarity, because I think many are now happy that we need to wait for the government to demand. Thank you. There is one trainee PJ here in Kerala. TDS already detected by the treasuries while transferring the amount.
If it starts happening, we can't stop it. Why I am cautioning is that wait until the demand comes is because suppose you are very hastily paying that right now, even before a demand comes, then next day they will make the demand retrospectively from 2016 or 2019, whatever. Therefore, let us be a little slow. And but anyway, mentally be prepared for the payments, not monetarily.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah, somebody is asking a question about TET, but I don't know whether it is relevant to this webinar.
Yeah. We will talk about that again. A bit of confusion here and there on TET. Right now, there is no difficulty. But I have been advising people to pass TET. Why should we lag behind? We are the real leaders in education. Why should we be afraid of that? Anyway, we will have a discussion on that separately, Father.
Thank you. We will organize a separate webinar. There is iPhone. No name is there. Only iPhone is appearing. Please unmute and ask a question. iPhone, no name. The phone.
I am Sandana.
Yeah. Yeah, please unmute. Sister Isabel Sirumalai, please unmute and ask. Sirumalar, Isabel Sirumalai, Sirumalar, FMA, please unmute. Amalan, help them to unmute. Amalan, help them to unmute. Sister Isabel Sirumalar, FMA.
For the
Yeah.
we have a question now. So for non-service, we have no deductions, Father. Now
Yeah.
they are asking slowly to pay professional tax and then CPS deductions. And now they are asking IT. No, now they are asking in Chennai they forced us to pay this professional tax and CPS. In the Vellore they are asking who asked you to pay. If you pay the CPS amount because you are an non-service, you will not get back when you retire. Like this, they are telling, Father. So you stop paying the CPS. So it's a question. Well,
So contributory pension scheme, I think, sir. I think CPS
yeah,
is contributory pension scheme. Yeah. Yeah, but it's relevant to us. Can you say a few?
Yes, Father. And then IT, now they're asking to calculate and make. Last year, without considering, because we are paying professional tax and CPS, automatically, till that IFHRMS calculated IT, Father. They calculated IT and they deducted IT also last year, February. So how to retain this and whether to go on like this, do not know, Father.
Additionally, there's a question from Savariana. Priests and nuns are unmarried. They spend their money for charity and offering their whole service to society. If they give undertaking that their salary by the society directly will be spent for services, will the court revoke the order? This is from Savariana. So
yes,
kindly answer these three questions.
It is no doubt a very laudable service what you're doing. But the income tax department doesn't say that you shall not marry. So for the income tax department is concerned, marriage or no marriage is not the relevant condition. Whether you are receiving income or not is the only question. And all these marriage, celibacy, chastity, all these things are our religious order, not the income tax department's order. Therefore, so for the income tax, this is what the court says now. There are 2 or 3 things. Whether you are civilly dead, whether you abide by the 3 vows, or whether you are receiving income and taking it home, or whether you are very charitable and generous to give to someone else, namely the society. All these things are none of our concern. Our concern is that you are paying and getting the salary. The salary is the income. Once it is an income, it shall be taxable. Right?
Yeah. The sister said that this is Isabel and then their question.
That is over their concern. That question is concerned. She is asking about professional tax, the contributory pension scheme contribution, so on and so forth. They are not, they are totally different aspects. But anyhow, so far the CPS scheme is concerned, it is the alternative, substitute for the earlier regular pension. But that is the only system that is in vogue. And if you want a pension, you will have to pay contribution. Professional tax in some of the cases are pending here and there. And we will have a discussion on a different date about that because there are conflicting views on that.
Okay. So if they sir, excuse me, if they have calculated wrongly and deducted the IT last year, shall we retain claim for it and get back?
Yeah, any assessment which is wrong can be rectified by way of your representations, and any amount that is overpaid or over collected from you, you can always claim either refund or adjustment in the next year's taxation.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. There are a few questions on property tax and all that. Let us not address them now because they are different issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
our religious society get income from other sources like rent. If this case continues, our religious societies get income from other sources like rentals.
Yeah.
Those are Savariana is interested. 1 second, Savariana.
Yes, those are different because The direct recipient of the income is the society or congregation or diocese, which are all enjoying tax exemption. Now the question, the pure question is, who is the recipient of the income?
Clear.
Suppose the buildings are owned by the diocese and it is getting rent as an income. The income goes straight away to the diocese, which is the owner of the property and which is the recipient of the income. That diocese enjoys a tax exemption, therefore not liable for tax.
Thank you. Very clear.
Yes.
Clear.
In
Thank
our
you.
case, it is different. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Clear. Sister Madonna, ICM, can you unmute and ask your question? Sister Madonna, can you unmute and ask your question? Sister Madonna, please unmute and ask your question. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yes.
For your
You can also appear. You can also appear on the screen. Yeah.
label.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for really enlightening us.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
Yeah. Now the question is not to you, but to Father Kennedy. See, we have heard that with the earlier judgment, we were able to enjoy all the privileges. And again, why the religious again filed in Madras High Court? Can we do something for that for further things or in the coming years with other issues also, not to divert ourselves in different ways rather than going together so that we are safe?
I don't have anything to say. So Father Kennedy has to answer this.
Yeah, it is to Kennedy.
Stop being the insulting.
Sister Lissy Kannur, is there a question?
Yes, Father.
Unmute and ask.
See, sir, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
See, all investment on the person is done by the congregation. Then another thing is that in case we pay the tax, then what is the possibility of reimbursement of the deducted tax? And first of all, we do not have any tax savings scheme.
No, I'm not able to get you, sister.
Please repeat your question, sister.
Yes,
Please
my question is that, see, first of all investment on a person is done by the congregation.
Yes.
Then another thing is, in case we pay the tax, what is the possibility of reimbursement of the tax deducted? Then in case if we want to get back the tax, then we don't have any tax savings scheme is there now.
Yes, sister, what I'm saying is we are not on the merits of the matter, whether the government is right in claiming income tax against you or not. That's not the question, because now the decision of the ultimate court, the Supreme Court, says that you are liable for tax. All these arguments of yours look very attractive, and if I happen to be a judge, I may agree. But the thing is that we have gone far beyond. Now we have to analyze what the courts say now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Isaac, sir. Thank you. There
Thank
is
you,
from Diana Fernandez, there's a question. The Education Department is asking us to submit income tax calculation this month onwards. Are we to submit our income tax calculation? Yes, sister. I think this is Isaac, sir, is very clear. The department is asking, you have to respond.
Yes.
You have to respond. There's repeating the question. Okay. Right. Then one more question is Juliet Kuchina. Can we stop paying the salary to the religious sister to save tax and transfer the amount to the congregation as contribution? It's a very nice question. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what we did in Madurai. That is what we did in Madurai. That is now reversed because of the conflicting judgments. That is what I advised also. That is the actual tactics what we adopted. Just to say that the real recipient is not me, but me means that the father and sister, but the diocese and congregation, they all enjoying tax exemption. So when the amount goes to their bank, their coffers, they enjoy tax exemption. That is how we avoided, not evaded tax, we avoided tax. But now the courts are taking the view, it doesn't matter whether it goes to them or not. You are the income tax recipient. the father and sister. You pay tax and give the rest of the amount to them, to the congregation or diocese, for which they may enjoy exemption. That is how they say. This is
Okay.
what we adopted in Madurai. What you are saying.
Thank you, Isaac sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Isaac sir. Sandaram, you have a question? Sandaram?
There is one more
Sandaram?
hand raised, Jose Philo.
Jose Philo, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. I would like to ask you a question because I am a lawyer. I am a lawyer in Brazil. As far as
Okay.
yeah, as far as I understand, when we pay income tax, we normally reduce. We give, for example, a part of our salary to a charitable institution. So, if you get 1 lakh, it will be 50,000.
Yes.
So you need not pay income tax. If our institution, if it's our sisters, if
Yes.
they can pay this part of it
Yes.
to the charitable institution of the congregation, they need to pay income tax.
Yeah, sister, what you are asking is just like that the 80G exemption. Suppose just to take an illustration, I'm a lawyer. I may have income which is beyond taxable limits.
Yeah.
Therefore, I have to necessarily pay tax, For example, I'm paying every year 10 lakhs rupees as a tax for 1 crore income. Let us assume, just to illustration, 1 crore income, 10 lakhs I'm paying as a tax. Suppose out of the 1 crore income, if I have Section 80G exemption from the government of India, then I would say that out of this 1 crore income, 20 lakhs I am paying for missionary service or any other charitable service. And that amount what I am paying, that is namely, for example, 20 lakhs out of the 1 crore, don't tax me for that 20 lakhs. That is possible for me if I enjoy that Section 80G exemption. Right? This is the donor's side because I'm donating that donated amount, which is for a lawful missionary or charitable service. I can certainly claim I am not enjoying this income of 20 lakhs. I'm giving away to some good purpose, societal purpose. Therefore, please don't tax me for doing charity. That is always possible if I have the 80G exemption. Right? So also, when the congregation or the charitable organization which receives that amount 20 lakhs, if they have Section 12 capital A exemption under the Income Tax Act, they can say these 20 lakhs which we are receiving from Isaac Mohanlal, who has 80G exemption, please don't tax this 20 lakhs from us also, because we enjoy 12A exemption. Here, this 20 lakhs out of my 1 crore income enjoys the dual benefit. One, I am the payer and I take exemption for 20 lakhs. The missionary or charitable organization which receives the 20 lakhs also gets exemption because as a recipient, they have the 12A exemption. This is the difference. But in your case, if you individual priests and sisters have 80G exemption, and a certain amount of that you pay or to contribute to the congregation or diocese, to that extent you can ask for exemption from tax. But that will be an assessment. TDS will be automatic. And the assessment you can say that this much amount I have given by way of donation for charitable purposes. Therefore, I have 80G exemption. Please exempt me. These are all, again, the next stages. Now we are concerned with the primary stage, namely the employer pays the salary and the employee, maybe a priest or sister or whatever, as an employee receives the salary, that salary is an income. Once it is an income, TDS will automatically come in. This is the place where we are now, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So this is Santanam with regard to the TET. Okay, you shared with us that up to now there is no any issue. Okay, as such, though appeals were pending. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, sir. Up now the reviews are pending.
Reviews are pending.
Reviews are pending.
The only
But
caution.
I would suggest for in my experience,
Yeah.
in matters of this common interest or common problem, it is always good to have a team of maybe legal experts and the congregational heads or the diocesan heads all have a concerted view in certain matters. Because here the problem is one single individual can lift the whole society or destroy the whole society by taking the matters to extreme levels in courts. Once the courts decide, that became the be all and end all. Therefore, when matters of this common interest and common problems are taken to court, there must be serious deliberation among the leaders of the congregations and dioceses, maybe along with the help of some lawyers. But the ultimate decision of methodology, namely how to approach the matter legally, must be after a concerted discussion and concerted decision. You can't leave these people, individual people, to take their own cases in their own way, which will have very often a very grave adverse impact on the whole society at large. That is what is happening now. Therefore, as leaders of the church, please take some more care when you are confronted with common problems like this. Some kind of deliberation at your level, some kind of concerted decisions before going to the court are very essential. Otherwise, one single individual, very often what we see is one blind man leading the other blind, and according to the Bible, both fall into the ditch. That is happening now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We also endorse, the recommendation you have given.
Yeah.
We hope, the leaders, those who are here attending, would be noting, all these suggestions, recommendations given by you.
Yeah,
and it is, it's a need of the hour. We need to act together.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And
Very
one caution, to the people who have admitted or appointed people with without a TET to go for filing litigations for approval at the earliest, because people who are filing cases will be saved. We hope. Later on.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what I experience is not only in this TDS matter.
Yeah.
In very many matters, this is what we have been witnessing. The English medium students' exclusion from grant in aid.
Yeah.
And these, what is that, employees state insurance, ESI. And we have been trying to win in one line, and other people are taking the matter in another way and losing, and eventually destroying the winners also. Therefore, these are all matters of common issues now, very, very seriously affecting our entire system. So you must have some kind of deliberations and decisions that are taken very seriously, not like this. What we say is there's all stray matters here and there, individuals doing this and that. That should be discouraged. That's very important, in need of the hour, because see, now there's political dispensation and the bureaucratic system is not in our favor. So they are actually trying to remove the soil from your feet. You must be beware of that. At one stage, we will all fall down unless we are very careful and serious enough to protect. Very, very dangerous situation we are actually thrown into. Therefore, please beware as a church leaders. Only our wholehearted and sincere and concerted efforts alone can preserve. I don't say that we will get more. Saving the present itself has become a difficult affair now. At least we will all try to preserve what we enjoy till now. That itself has become a great task because of the way in which the cases are being conducted, and the court is the ultimate resolver. Once we lose in the court, where else is the forum? The political government and the bureaucrats would say, you went to the court and lost, therefore we are not here, we can't do anything. Even otherwise, they won't do anything. But they would take this judgment of the courts as their very lame excuse for them to negate your pleas and other things. Even I'm told that even during election times, when those politicians come to your doorsteps asking for votes, when you make some demands, very often the reply is, father, sister, you went to the court and lost, what we can do? As though the courts decided finally and the political government is incapable of doing anything. It is not like that, but that they take as the lame excuse, which is very convenient for them. Therefore, please beware when you approach courts for common problems. Maybe individual problems, it's all right. But when issues are common, problems are common, you must take very clear effort to see that they are not individually taken in their own way, and very often adverse judgments are taken. Very important.
Thank you, Isaac sir, for the sharp comments and a clarion call to all of us. We need to discuss, discern, and decide together a common path,
Yes,
because
yes,
one man's judgment affects the entire society, entire
Yes,
church. I
yes.
think let us be very careful. Your genuine, passionate appeal, I'm
Yes.
taking it to my heart. Let us fight together. Let us not give up our rights. This is our rights, and it is duly given. Let us fight for them. Thank you for your last comments. I would like to just read one comment in the chat box. Sister Vasanti finishes comment. Thank you, Isaac sir, for your effective sharing on TDS. Very clear. Very sad to know that we are not together and not united. We went against the good judgment we had in 2019. Now we have to pay the price. So thank you, friends. And then one more comment from Mary Francis. Isaac sir, your inspiring enlightenment is fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir, for your informative elocution.
But at the same time, I'm sorry that we are not able to save from TDS.
Okay. Thank you, Isaac sir.
Yeah.
Let me summarize before Rohan proposes the vote of thanks.
Yeah.
Till 2016, we have been enjoying tax exemption. And then there are a lot of issues. And then the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court gave a favorable verdict to us by consensual agreement. And then we were exempted from income tax till 2019. We enjoyed the same benefit. That is Madurai, successful judgment. And then by contested judgment, we once again won in Madras High Court, but the income tax took the matter to the Supreme Court, where we lost. What was pertaining to Tamil Nadu, now by generously by people have been enlarged to the whole of India. So now we have to pay income tax to all the salaries we receive. That is the current position. Right now, we have made not an appeal, but a review. We have filed a review petition. In all likelihood, the review petition may not be successful, may not be in favor to us. So last request is, let us be prepared. Let us calculate and keep everything ready. When the demand comes from the government, shall we respond? Let us not voluntarily respond by filing income tax returns. Let us wait. Let the demand come from the government. Then let us respond. This is what we have got the lesson from you, sir. And finally, thank you for making a passionate appeal to the church leaders. It's really an appeal made wonderfully. Thank you. I think the church leaders, God's people, God's chosen people, will choose people's rights into their hands and fight for the right, fight for their rights, not fight for the positions and power. Let us come down from a position for power, and then let us fight together for a common cause and protect our rights. This is the last few things that you have said. I am really not only inspired, I'm also pushed towards protecting our rights. So that is the push I'm always getting from Isaac sir. Isaac sir, you have been a source of real inspiration and enlightenment for all of us. And may I now invite Father Rohan de Almeida, PCE, Province Coordinator for Education of the Karnataka Jesuit Province, and he is also the principal of St. Joseph CPSC School. He only got us the link from St. Joseph's University. Thank you, Rohan, for this wonderful arrangement. And may I request you to propose the word of thanks. Then before proposing the word of thanks, sisters, fathers, and brothers, let us once again have a webinar with our auditor Kandasamy with the practical elements, and then meet once again with Mr. Isaac Mohanlal. Over to Rohan for the word of thanks. Rohan.
So dear friends, it is a great opportunity for me to propose the vote of thanks on this webinar on Supreme Court judgment on TDS. I hope Thanksgiving or gratitude has no tax, so we can gratefully thank everybody. So first of all, I would like to thank the speaker of the day, guest speaker of the day, Mr. Isaac Mohanlal, senior advocate of High Court of Madras. So his presence and his words of wisdom has really enlightened all of us. It was a very difficult thing for us to accept, but you have enlightened us and given us your input and motivated us to work hard for the kingdom of God. So, therefore, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the organizing committee and all the participants, those who are participating here, more than 500 people, and also plus they're on YouTube. So, there are so many viewing your input session. So therefore, I would like to thank you because you took time and came and enlightened us. So therefore, on behalf of all of us, I would like to say a big thanks to you for your input and your wisdom for all of us. Secondly, I would like to thank the organizing committee of JCRT, LAS, and Tamil Nadu Lawyers Forum. So this is a great occasion because this was one of the important webinars conducted not only for one state but throughout the India, and there are so many participants from all over India taking part in this webinar. So therefore, I would like to thank them specially. Special thanks to Father John Kennedy for organizing this on behalf of Desart, and also Father Benjamin D'Souza and Father Santanam for taking the lead and helping us to be enlightened by Dr. Mr. Isaac Mohanlal, senior advocate. So I'd like to thank them specially for organizing this. I'm also grateful to Father John Ravi for the prayer that he led us in the beginning, and Father Benjamin D'Souza for welcoming the gathering, and also Father Santanam for introducing Mr. Isaac Mohanlal. Mr. Isaac Mohanlal was not there, he was not present, but he gave a very good profile of Mr. Isaac Mohanlal just before he came into the session. So therefore, I'd like to thank Father Santanam, and he was there a few days ago in Bangalore organizing religious advocates program here. So I would like to thank Father Santanam. And Scholastic was helping us out in organizing in the logistics. I would like to thank him. Amalan, he is there around. So therefore, I would like to thank him. Special thanks to Father Victor Lobo, Vice Chancellor of St. Joseph's University, and Father Arun D'Souza, Finance Officer of St. Joseph's University, for allowing us to use their Zoom link to have this webinar. And also special thanks to Mr. Richard, who took care of creating the link, and he's still there helping us out on creating YouTube link also. Therefore, I would like to thank him. A big thanks to them for allowing us to use their link and also helping us in organizing this webinar in their Zoom link. I thank all the sisters and also the fathers, those who have participated here in this webinar. We have provincials participating in this, and also other generals also are there, heads of the institutions, and all the participants for their active participation and also asking so many questions. Questions are unending. There are so many questions still in their minds to clear. So therefore, I would like to thank all the participants for their active participation in this webinar, and enlightening all of us. When we share our thoughts and our questions, we enlighten ourselves. So therefore, I would like to thank all the participants for participating actively in this webinar. So special thanks to Father John Kennedy, Father Santanam, and Father Benjamin D'Souza for organizing and giving us this opportunity to be part of this webinar. A special thanks to Mr. Isaac Mohanlal, giving your time. Though you're busy, you came in and enlightened us. So once again, thank you, and thank you one and all.
Yes.
Thank you, Rohan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rohan, for the words of thanks. Isaac sir, the comment box is filled with thanks.
Thank you so much.
And there is one comment. There is one comment by Sister Javamalai. குருட்டு வழிகாட்டுதலை தவிர்க்க வலியுறுத்தியதுக்கு நன்றி. Friends, this is in Tamil. Blind leading the blind. The Isaac sir has given a very big challenge. I'm thanking Sister Java money for this comment. There are plenty of comments thanking all of us. It's all because of Mr. Isaac. Your talk has been enlightening and very clear for about all these things. Thank you, friends. Let us meet soon to clarify some more matters. Thanks a lot. May God bless all of us. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Father. Thank you.
Amalan can end. Amalan can end. Amalan can end.
Yes, Father. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.